What's up, everyone? It's the Interview Queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
Rollins, it's the Major League World Heavyweight Champion, your boy Hammer, Alexander Hammerstone, and you are turning in to True Heel Heat. And if you turn it off, I'll hit you with the Nightmare Pendulum.
You already know what time it is, man. The young goat in the building. Make sure you tune in to True Heel Heat Podcast.
Oye, te habla tío Sabio Vega. This is Sabio Vega, and you watching True Heel Heat a mi manera o pa' la calle.
What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat.
What's up? True Heel Heat.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, YouTube and Twitch for Rated Raw review. Number 48 Raw is War. Reviewing last night's December 16, 2024 edition of WWE Raw as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the face and the ace of the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, the master of the thumbnails himself, and of course, followed by Karrion Kross, Mr. Romeo Anthony Cologne. How are you doing?
TikTok.
What up?
Does he follow you on TikTok too?
No, I was just saying TikTok.
Damn. You done got my hopes up. That would have been very ironic.
What's up, man?
All right. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing wonderful.
Yes, we are coming off the heels of WWE Saturday night's main event, which was last Saturday. What did you think about the good old show on Saturday that you were here for the watch along for, and
Enjoyed
a
it.
lot longer? You were entertaining me on my trip back from Long Island.
Yeah, I checked out some UFC too after. It was a TKO night. But yeah, Saturday night main event was cool. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed Jesse the Body Ventura. He was cool having him back. And yeah, full steam ahead. This is a full steam promotion for now the Raw on Netflix, which shaping out to be a big one, big premiere, and we'll be here. We'll do a watch along for that. That's a special event.
There we go. There you go. You heard it here. We're gonna be busy with the watch alongs that week because
Oh boy.
you got AEW's debuting on Max on January 1st. You got Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. I'll definitely be here for Wrestle Kingdom. We'll see about Wrestle Dynasty. We're always, even though we always had fun on those 2-night Wrestle Kingdoms, but it's always a little shaky. But definitely Wrestle Kingdom morning. We'll do a watch along for that, and we'll probably do a review later on. That day, I do have my mother's birthday on January 4th, so I have she has a birthday party. I think it's in the evening. Hopefully, it's in the evening. So we'll probably do early afternoon, our usual time for that.
Did you see the numbers for Saturday night main event?
1.5 was it?
Yeah, and they came out with the numbers for Peacock too, which was 700K. So
okay,
add that together, that's about 2.3 mil.
2.2, 2.3. Yeah.
I watched on Peacock. It's just easier to sync up.
What do you think? Do you think that's a disappointment, or should that be a victory for them?
My prediction was 2 mil, but I didn't put together to combine the two. I just thought 2 mil, whatever.
Yeah.
Total. I expected to do like a old SmackDown on Fox number.
That was smart. That was smart of you. I was thinking more like I thought it would be a big show, a big pop in a rating, but they didn't even book it like a show that was supposed to pop a big rating. It felt like I was there live. Like I said before, I played the footage, the video of the Kevin Owens package power driver, which I said like we had a whole debate to begin our Saturday night's main event review, where I debated with the chat about should they have shown that footage, and I'm still of the belief that they should have. They would have still capitalized on the footage afterwards. I think that it still would have popped that big number. And we'll talk about that shit on this show. That shit, I was like, way to take the rug underneath the seriousness of this angle. Oh my God, Cody's getting stressed out. We got 45 million views for this package. I was like, what are we doing? Where's the where is the time? There's a time and a place for this. This was not the time for that.
Yeah, because I know they want to emphasize this attack on the upcoming SmackDown, because this SmackDown is taped from last week, and when they were taping it last week, they didn't want to give away the ending of main event by having Cody come out and do a segment with the belt or anything like that. So I understand.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation that they were in with the double tapings, which was on Friday, and then the one last night. I still haven't read the spoilers for.
Me neither. I have no idea what happened, so let's keep it that way, folks.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep it that way. So prayer warning for everyone.
Shut up in the chat.
We appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Let's drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We're like, Romeo, we're like 96, 97 subscribers away from 20K, our goal for the end of 2024. Just a few more days to go, so I think that we can do it. But if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys, hear your thoughts on Monday Night Raw. But of course, if you're feeling generous, it's the holiday season. If you got a big heart, you want to show your support to what we do here at the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that we see on screen with us here. Romeo got nieces. You see them in the chat sometimes. Yes. He got to get some gifts. He got a wifey. He got to get that gift. He needs that love. I need that love because I got 2 4-year-olds who are getting bigger every single day, it seems. But yes, show some love with those super chat donations. We got in the chat with us today Eric Isaac, who says, "Hey THH fam, the Punk and Seth Rhea Liv wars rage on. Braun retains, Damian gets back at Finn, and all hail the War Raiders' new champs." Gives his overall thoughts. Love Eric Isaacs for that. Always appreciate seeing you in the chat. Always appreciate seeing my good brother I Make Beats in the chat, who says time to roll up for THH. Best in the game. He is always showing us love. Like wherever I go, if I'm like on the Fightful main channel, if I'm on Fightful or Fightful Overbook, I see I Make Beats. He's always showing love to THH, and we always appreciate that. Thank you for being a member as well. That's another way for you to show support, hitting the join button and becoming a member today. We also got I Make Beats says, "I didn't see Raw again before caught the brawls on YouTube." This was kind of like a digestible Raw where you could have saw the highlights from YouTube, and I think you would have been all right for this one.
Yeah.
Kind of how they do their tape episodes.
Yeah.
We got Chris in the chat who says Saturday night main event was fine. We also got Sam who says, "Hey THH and Romeo, today is my birthday. I enjoyed Raw last night. It was an A+ show. Wow, very high on Monday night.
Happy birthday."
Yes. Happy birthday to you, Sam. Thanks for joining us today. And what do you think? Did you think that WWE should have shown the package power driver by Kevin Owens to close the show? Or do you think they made the right decision saving it for social media?
Social media. I like the social media angle. Left on a high note. I didn't know what happened until afterwards. Save something. I understand what they were doing, trying to save something to talk about for next week. But yeah.
Well, they could have done that by airing it. It would have hooked more viewers because more people were watching theirs, so they could have hooked more viewers to come to their television product. Not that showing it on social media doesn't change their television product. You're kind of like not rewarding the television viewers who watch the whole show because they missed probably the best part of the show. In my opinion, I was there live. I got to see it all. I think that was the best. The best part and the hottest angle. That was the hottest angle. That got the biggest response from the fans.
Want to end the show with Cody on top. Not Cody laid out. Stretchered out.
Don't need to do that. We'll have plenty of Saturday night's main event with Cody standing tall. You need to heat up this angle. You need to make people come back to your TV, come over to USA, come over to Netflix, watch the WWE product wherever we go. Got 2 million people watching. What are we doing?
That's what we do.
You could have done the same thing. You could have accomplished the same goal. You could have aired the clip on social media, would have got the same amount of views because CM Punk and Roman Reigns got the most views of anything on Instagram, and that was shown on Peacock.
It's all right. They'll still watch.
These guys, they don't know what they're doing. But let's talk about last night's Monday Night Raw, which was from Boston, Massachusetts. What did you think about the crowd last night in Boston?
Boston sucks. Like a 2 out of 10. That one guy who was all in New York gear was pretty cool, though.
He was brave. CM Punk snitched him out.
CM Punk, hey, what does he do in his promo, CM Punk? He makes sports references, all right? That was sort of a sports reference. He's trying to get in on the nice side with Boston.
We even got the wonderful, "It's great to be in Boston on a Monday night."
That's his line now.
It's one of his catchphrases. Can't wait for the t-shirt. We should do a bet where when they make that t-shirt and I lose the bet, I have to wear that shirt. I have to buy that shirt and wear that shirt. We got a
He's got
quick
his promo tropes that he always goes to. You'll hear some of them right now.
we got a quick Saturday night's main event recap. Then we got to live in the building where CM Punk is live in TD Garden.
It is a
He
great
says, careful. Some people might get mad if you chant my name. A few weeks ago, he told Seth freaking Rollins that he doesn't think about him while Rollins always thinks about Punk. While Punk is out here talking to his people, he knows that that stupid music is going to play, and he's going to come out tiptoeing out here around looking like Liberace, which Punk loves. He's like, I don't mean anything by it, guys. I don't mean anything by it. You know, I wrote that before you say anything.
Don't offend the letters.
But wearing Elton John sunglasses doesn't make him Elton John. Just like growing up wanting to be CM Punk doesn't make you CM Punk. If Rollins wants Punk to be the bad guy, that's fine. There are no such thing as bad students, just bad teachers, because 16-year-old Rollins is Punk's failure. If Punk still wants that, if Rollins still wants that lesson, he can come and get it. But the last person who did that was Drew McIntyre, and Punk has the fans chant his name, which has driven Rollins nuts for years. This brings out Seth Rollins, but not with this entrance, not with this music. It's in silence, out through the crowd saying CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. He says he's taking a long, hard look at Punk. Rollins says, nah, from up here, you're still an asshole. Punk says, you still belong out there with all the other CM Punk fans. Rollins talks about carrying this company while Punk was gone. He carried it on his back and brought it to bigger heights than it's ever been. And now you want to come back here and reap the benefits.
Roman
And this fan has more WrestleMania main events than Punk ever will. He says that, and he's like, how about you choke on that, Phil? And that was enough for Punk to be pissed enough to go through the crowd. He meets Seth in the crowd, and the fight is on. Referees, securities barely are able to keep them apart as they brawl from the crowd to ringside. They separate them. They're on either side of the ring. When they get through security and the officials, they meet in the ring and they start slugging it out like it's a hockey fight. This brawl is like 10 times better than that awkward looking brawl that they had 2 weeks ago. They brawl there, they brawl in the crowd some more as they meet on the other side of the crowd after Seth gets through from security. They brawl again until security and officials separate them one more time. Punk's like, I want you. This was a really good segment that the Boston crowd ate up. They gave a big reaction to these two guys, what they had to say, and them going at it and start brawling. Like I said 2 weeks ago during their initial kind of awkward interaction, we're at the point of no return where there's only so much these guys can say at this point. It's time for them to fight. That's why I think the decision-making of everything else that went down in this show was very well done. So let's just go through it so we could have like a bigger discussion about everything regarding CM Punk and Seth Rollins on this show. So when we come back from commercial break, we see Rollins is pissed backstage. He is running amok after brawling with CM Punk. He's yelling at Adam Pearce to make the match with Punk as soon as possible. That sends Pearce away. And then that brings in Drew McIntyre.
My guy.
He pops in to say that Rollins told him to get over it. And he's like, get over everything that went down with the OG bloodline. But do you see? Well, Roman Reigns seemed to be well on his way back up to the top of this company. And they need to stop this. Rollins says he already stopped Reigns and his maniacal run on top at WrestleMania, and he did that actually with Jey Uso and Sami Zayn by his side. Jey and Sami, they're his friends. Drew, you're not my friend. Jey and Sami, I respect them. Drew, the case is still out on you. He says the jury's still out on you. For now, though, Rollins is off to do what Drew couldn't do, and that's beat CM Punk. Drew didn't even take really offense to it, really. He was like, all right, let's see if you can do that. Let's see if you can do that then. This leads to later on in the show, Adam Pearce announces that it is official. It will be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the Raw debut on Netflix coming up on January 6th in Los Angeles, California. Seth backstage is asked about his match with CM Punk when we see Drew McIntyre storming up behind him. Was he about to say he was going to help him with Punk? Was he about to attack him? We don't know. We never will. We never will know because Sami Zayn intercepted him. Sami Zayn jumps him. The fight is on. They are broken up, but we will see what goes down between Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre after McIntyre beat Sami back at Saturday night's main event. But it is official, January 6th. The Interdome in Los Angeles, California, the premiere on Netflix, CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins. Finally, it goes down. I think that this is the right decision by WWE. You have spent enough time. It would have been great to kind of do this match at WrestleMania. But the WrestleMania to do this matchup was WrestleMania 40, when this was a hot feud at the peak of his powers. Punk just coming back from the company, Seth being the representative of WWE, but Punk's been in the company for over a year, coming off of the heels of Drew McIntyre feud. He needed something hot going into the Netflix premiere. This is the hottest thing he could do, and then he could move on to even bigger and better things, maybe possibly finally checking off that WrestleMania main event bucket list check against Roman Reigns at 41. So this is the right move for Punk. This is the right move for Seth to kind of get through this and maybe be on to something new and fresh in 2025. So what do you think?
The opening segment was cool. So I thought Seth owned Punk on the mic there. And the pull apart brawl, I mean, I should have hard liquor here on these reviews. I should be taking shots every time there is a pull apart brawl. Triple H loves himself a good old fashioned pull apart brawl. And the crowd loves it too. Give him credit. It works every time for some. It just works every time. And this one was pretty good with Seth. I love Seth just going around the security, taking the long way to find Phil. That was cool. And they name drop Drew McIntyre in the promo. Then they have the segment with Seth and Drew. They're beating you over the head with this. I'm telling you, this is going to be the two-man power trip. Seth is walking down this path that Drew walked out already. And Drew knows it. That's why Drew's not concerned. He's like, I know what's going to happen. You're going to be with me eventually. And this is going to be awesome. I can't wait for Seth and Drew to team up and just wreck shit on the roster. Now, you could, if you want to, have Kevin Owens also be a part of it. They could be a three-man group. You could. But I won't mind if it's just them two. I won't mind.
I actually said that in an article. I did a feature for Wrestle Talk, which is like they gave me the assignment of WWE factions that can debut soon. And yes, I called them the Bloodline Haters Club. Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens.
The sword and shield. I like it. And then making the match official for Netflix. That's cool. What main events?
I would say Punk and Seth. I would say Punk and Seth because you got to open the show with something hot. And I think Roman having the entrance, Roman being the first star that they see on Netflix, probably the first star after we see Triple H, because Triple H has to open the debut.
I'm going to say Roman and Solo main event. I think we see The Rock at the end of Raw on Netflix.
Ooh. Yeah, he has been saying that he's going to appear at that. But they got the perfect kind of lineup of stuff for them, especially if they're going back to 3 hours with the premiere on Netflix, because they can have something hot at the opening of the show. If it's Roman and Solo, if it's Punk and Seth, whichever one, that's the bookend. That's the bookend of the show. It's those two matches, whichever one they want to open, whichever they want to close. Then you can have Rhea and Liv at like the top of the second hour. You can have John Cena at the top of the third hour. It's that.
It feels like we're gonna get Finn Balor and Priest. Maybe
Y'all keep holding out hope. I'm not holding out hope for that. Sorry, guys. I think we're getting that at WrestleMania.
Also, what was I gonna say? Drew was definitely walking up, trying to attack.
Yo, the way he just stormed up, like, I was like, "You ain't coming up here to have another talk." Like,
and what is Sammy mad about? You lost. Get over it. What are you mad
about? Cheat.
That's very unlike Sami Zayn, his character.
Yeah, that was very unlike him. I do agree. So yeah, interesting there. We will see how they follow up that. I do know on good authority, maybe this is a spoiler alert, but no, in WWE they'll just announce it during the week. But Drew McIntyre will appear on Friday's SmackDown, so we'll see what goes down. But we got in the comments section here, I Make Beats saying the Netflix debut is stacking up. To be fair, it's already stacked. It's already stacked. With those two matches alone, they are stacking it way high for sure. But we go backstage, we see the Judgment Day are in their clubhouse. Judgment Day actually give Finn a pep talk this time, as Finn is upset. He wants to know where they were at Saturday night's main event. They praise him instead, and things seem cool. It actually, they like, Finn, we thought you could handle it yourself. We had JD worrying about the War Raiders and the tag team titles. We had Dom was helping me and stuff. So yeah, you were good. It was fine. You'll be all right. You'll get him next time. And they said, you guys just need to worry about the World Tag Team title match tonight. Me, Dom, and Raquel will go take care of some other business here. What did you think about this segment?
It's full of sarcasm. That was so sarcastic. What is the slogan? When you listen to Finn, you win. What is it? What do they say?
Yeah. They said when you listen to Finn, you always win. And Raquel said it. I was like, yeah, that's definitely sarcasm.
When you listen to Finn, you always get pinned. That's the real slogan.
That should be the real slogan. For God's sakes, man. This dude he is Finn Balor at this time. I thought it was just, oh man, y'all weak for clowning him like that. But nah, that fucking troll nickname is for real.
I love the Judgment Day sarcasm, and Finn does not pick up on it at all. I love it.
He thinks it's all good. He thinks he's the leader, which he is not. Just giving him a fair warning. Maybe he should figure that out. But we get our first opening contest here, which was Ludwig Kaiser challenging Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Early on, it's fast and furious, hard hitting. You get Braun with a big overhead suplex. Kaiser slaps him in the face for some reason, and the beating continues. Kaiser is being sent outside when we're sent to commercial break. We get Braun with this big flying clothesline off of the apron to the announce table, which Kaiser goes over. Breaker sends him outside again. He does that. Then he tries to go charging with him, but Kaiser starts working over the arm. He slams it. I thought that Braun did an excellent job of selling the arm throughout this matchup. And this match got a hell of a lot of time. It went 18 minutes, 15 seconds. It went through 2 commercial breaks. He really worked over the arm. He did the running drop kick into the steel steps before the commercial break. We come back from commercial break. He's still working over the arm. Braun tries to make a comeback. He moves out the way of the drop kick into the steel steps and then hits him with a big shoulder tackle in the ring. He has him up in the fireman's carry. He does the Frankensteiner, the step up Frankensteiner for a close near fall. A spear is countered into a Kaiser roll. Kaiser sends him outside again. He tries for another running drop kick, but Braun is able to get out of the way. He does a gut buster and then follows up with the super running spear. 1, 2, 3, even with the bad shoulder. Braun Breaker retains the Intercontinental Championship. Really good match. These guys have great chemistry with one another. This was a different type of matchup from their previous matches where they just go balls to the wall with big moves and hard-hitting strikes and stuff. This was more of your old school style matchup where you work over a body part, it builds to the babyface making his comeback. But this was the first real case of them presenting Braun Breaker in a match as a full-fledged babyface during his Intercontinental Championship reign, and I enjoyed it. What did you think?
I agree. I was kind of surprised how much offense they gave Ludwig Kaiser. He looked really strong in defeat just from being able to hurt Braun like that. Like nobody does that to Braun normally, where he has to sell a body part. And Braun did great on his part with the selling. Even when he did the step up Frankensteiner, he was still selling his shoulder the whole time, and it looked amazing still. Yeah, Braun looks good, and Ludwig looks good.
Absolutely agree there. We see the New Day. We immediately hear the fans booing them from inside the arena. They are backstage showing up at the building, but they are stopped before going into the locker room by none other than Rey Mysterio. He says that they crossed the line and a lot of their fellow superstars don't like what they did to E. He says that it would be better for them if they found another place to change. But Kofi talks about how they've been together. They've been working together for over a decade now, and this is how they are treated. He was like, you got to understand this was a group decision, and they don't want them to be in that locker room. And he's like, well, Kofi and Xavier says, all right, we don't want to be in that locker room anyway.
Great stuff.
This got a lot of heat from the crowd in the building, even though it was on the big screen.
Great stuff. Listen, they're gonna do some stalling here, like week to week with the New Day. I think they're trying to stretch it to the Rumble at least.
Yeah.
But you got to come up with some creative ways to tell the story. This was creative, not letting them dress in the locker room. Also, it would have been interesting, Kofi out there in his hometown, his home area.
Yeah. I think they do a segment next week on Monday Night Raw. So
Probably.
Yeah, we'll see.
Taped in front of Boston, so
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there, but that should be.
I'll have to
definitely...
suspend my disbelief that. Oh man, we'll see. Do they even say where they're from next week? Did they do that last week? I don't know.
I think they don't like really mention it. They do mention it at the beginning, but they don't mention like live or anything like that.
Right.
Certain phrases.
Do they change outfits? That'll be interesting.
Should be interesting too. Yeah. Next up, we get the WWE Women's World Champ. Well, no, at this point, this is when we had the recap of what went down at the end of Saturday night's main event with Kevin Owens laying out Cody Rhodes with the package power driver. They say they do the whole video package, make it all look serious. We see Cody getting stretched out, and then we come back to Joe Tessitore. He was like, "Oh my God, did you see the number, the video of the package power driver and Cody being stretched out? 45 million views." Then the camera goes to Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett, and they're like, yes, this is terrible. What happened with Cody Rhodes? He has a cervical injury, but it's not clear how long he'll be out. You can't do both. Pick a lane. Pick a lane. Either tell us it's serious and tell about the injuries, or tell us how many views it got. Pick a lane. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, but they're so proud. They're so proud of their numbers. Their socials.
Sick.
Do it in a different segment. Not the same one.
Yeah, not the
You're
same.
right.
Please. We get the War Raiders talking about they're back after their injuries and they're ready to get the titles. They talked about their journey with the injuries that they had. We see clips of them in the hospital getting their surgeries and then coming back into action and what they've been through over the last couple of weeks. I was like, this is good. This is good stuff. This actually connects you with the War Raiders. This should have been aired last week. Right after you announced Pierce announces the tag team match to them, which was early in the show. Later in the show, you air this.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had a hunch they were already winning. This just confirmed it to me.
Yeah. At least if you air it last week, it's like, oh, they're just hyping up the tag team title.
Yeah.
This week, you're just like, oh, they're definitely winning.
But it was cool, they do have some interesting stories to tell with those two. They've come a long way.
Yeah, they're actually developing their character past Viking lovers. Yeah. We get Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez coming out for a celebration after Liv got the win over Io Sky at Saturday night's main event.
What the hell kind of sign is that? Do you see this? Dom looks like he thinks Taco Bell is authentic. What the? Come on.
The fans boo a lot, but Raquel has brought out a bullhorn so Morgan can brag about how great she has been as champion. Morgan is ready to lead WWE into the future. She even has a megaphone to let us know all about it after the crowd boos Dom. But here to interrupt is Rhea Ripley, which Liv and Dom are not pleased to see. She says that this has gone on long enough. So, you telling me, sister? She says it's time to finish it for good. And I was like, thank God. Ripley is officially the #1 contender and is ready to get her Women's World Championship back. She then says that all Liv Morgan will have left when she's done with her is her little chicken tender slut over there.
Oh,
Which they pan over to Dom and
come on.
chicken
Too far.
tender slut.
Too
Just so
far.
good. So
Too bad,
it
too bad
is
you
a
can't really chant that. This is a hard thing to chant.
chicken tenders. You go slut. No.
You see, it's pretty hard. Yeah.
Chicken tender slut. Chicken
Still
tender
hard.
slut.
Nope.
Chicken
It just
tender.
doesn't roll
Chicken
off the
tender.
tongue.
Chicken tender slut. Do like a UK chant. Just make a song out of it.
That's tough. Even my UK friends have a hard time with that one.
Well, yes, it is official. Rhea Ripley is the #1 contender. We don't
When?
know when the match will go down for
Netflix.
Yeah, I assume Netflix, but I was like, why just not announce that?
Maybe it'll be announced on the tape raw. I don't know.
Probably.
They want
I
to
can
save
see
one
that.
announcement a week.
Yeah, I can see that. But what did you think about this segment here?
I agree with Rhea. It's gone on long enough. Well, listen, Raw's got some rivalries. My goodness, it's like, but some of these rivalries are just like blood feuds that don't need a regular match. Like this needs some kind of added stipulation, and they've already had one. They've had the shark cage. I don't know what you could do now.
Yeah,
these girls have gone at it long enough. This cannot be no one regular match where someone can be
Steel
disqualified or
cage?
something like that. I'd be down with
Steel
that.
cage
Fine.
match.
But
Yeah,
then
to
also
keep
but also-
doming them out of it.
But then also Priest and Balor need something too. They need something. They cannot have no regular ass match. Whenever they go.
I'll be honest with you. I don't care.
I care.
I know
care.
you do. I'm proud of you for that.
Finn's been an asshole.
Oh.
Enough. This
Can
guy
I
needs to
hear
be
you? Your
eradicated.
mic go out. Oh. No, it's me.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Okay.
now.
I was just saying, man. Finn's like, these guys got to be like loser leaves Raw or something. This enough is enough.
I mean, yeah, I would say that is a good stipulation for those two. Do a loser leaves Monday Night Raw because I'm over Finn versus Balor. I mean, Finn versus Priest. I'm over Rhea versus Liv. Just end these feuds. These feuds peaked back in Berlin. Like that was like 4 months ago.
That'd be an interesting way to, maybe you could use that as an excuse to get Finn out of the Judgment Day. He's not on the same show as them.
Could do that. That would make sense.
And then they're left in trying to pick up the pieces that they kind of wanted it to be over with anyways. It's like you want to break up.
Dom and Liv become the leaders.
Could be.
Could do that. And that leads to the Carlito babyface turn that everybody wants, right? But at this point, we go backstage. Miz is trying to get away from the Final Testament, trying to say his goodbyes, but Karrion Kross does not accept that. He says this whole thing with the Wyatt Six isn't over because it is time to take the first step against them. That's why Miz is going to fight Dexter Lumis one-on-one next week. He says he's the one that kidnapped the Miz, so he's going to get his revenge. Paul Ellering says that Miz he saved the Miz twice, so Miz owes the team. Cross reminds Miz that he is a 22-time champion, so he can do this.
Is
with
that
the
a
Miz
real number?
Probably, yeah. Out of all
Holy
titles,
shit.
that sounds accurate. He's like a 9-time Well, no, like eight-time Intercontinental Champion. It adds up.
I'm gonna Google this.
8-time Intercontinental Champion. No, just I'll give you all the factors. I think I know most of Miz's stats. But we'll do that in a
That's
second.
impressive.
With Miz gone, Cross says Miz is going to have to learn what happens if you make a deal with the devil. Yeah, so 2-time WWE champion, 8-time Intercontinental champion.
Yeah.
What is I'm trying to think of any other title. He won the US championship
Twice.
twice. Okay, yeah, twice. 2-time it's a US champion. So that's 12 already. I know it's multiple times as tag team champion because he won, I think, like twice with John Morrison. He won once with Big Show, once with Damian Sandow. Who else was Miz tag team?
The most recent one.
Shane McMahon. Most recently. Oh, R-Truth.
Yeah.
So that's 6. Oh no, the 6. So what's the 7th one? Is another tag team partner? Don't give me any hints. It's another tag team partner though, or is it another reign with someone?
Another tag team partner.
I'm trying to think. Damn.
This one's a not so obvious one.
Okay. I'm only gonna ask for this one hint. If you could tell me, do you know around what year it was?
Damn. No, I don't, because I honestly don't even remember this.
Shit. I don't wanna give it away. Damn. Because I know more. I'm trying to think of all the Miz eras. There's different Miz eras. Because it was Sandow. Then
he's a future Hall of Famer.
His tag team partner is a future Hall of Famer? Huh. All right. I'm just gonna say now I'm just interested to find out who it is. Wasting too much time. Who is it?
He's coming back soon.
He won with John Cena?
Yes. Wow, you don't even remember either. So how was I gonna get the year? I don't remember that. If you don't remember something, shit.
I was like, that had to be during like 2011 because 2011 through like 2014, 2015, they were just bonkers tag team champion.
So all of that together comes out to 21.
21.
And
so we're just missing.
Cross at 22, right?
Yeah, Cross said 22. So we're missing one title. One title
He cannot possibly be counting this.
What?
I guess he could. Mixed match challenge. he won that. That adds up to 22.
He's like, I'm the champion of the mixed match challenge. Or is he counting Money in the Bank? I don't know.
Because Money in the Bank, he won twice. So it didn't count that.
Yeah, that would be 23.
If you put all that together, that's 24.
Did he win the 24/7 championship?
No. Shockingly, no, right?
Yeah, I thought everybody around his level would win the 24/7 championship.
His resume is ridiculous. This guy is Hall of Fame. Are you kidding me? This resume is outstanding.
Most definitely. I've always been a fan of the Miz, even from his Real World season. But man, I'm really wrecking my brain because he can't be the mixed match challenge. Why would he count that?
That's the only thing.
That's
8,
crazy.
10, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 22.
There you go. All right. What did you think about the segment with Miz setting up Miz and Dexter Lumis for next week?
I fear Karen Cross, who I respect, follows me on Twitter, is making a mistake here. I think he should be just strike it up as a win and move on. Yeah. I think you're playing with your food here now, and it could possibly come back to bite the entire Final Testament here. But he is right that the Miz should have no problems with Dexter Lumis. I mean, 22-time champion. You should be all right.
Dexter Lumis hasn't wrestled in a single match in 500 days. I think that was against The Miz. Wasn't his first feud on the main roster against The Miz?
You might be right. You might be right.
I think that was like his only feud on the main roster
I
was
think
against
so.
Smith.
He was
So
barely used.
he was barely used, so maybe it was. But yeah, that's interesting, interesting here. 500 days. That's wild. But next up here, we get our Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament first round matchup. Zoe Stark representing Pure Fusion Collective. Caden Cross representing, Caden Carter representing the, Caden Cross. Caden
Would have been
Carter
a nice gimmick. Yeah, she's like Karrion
representing
Kross's
the
sister or something.
representing the Party Girls, and Raquel Rodriguez representing Judgment Day in this matchup here. Raquel controlled things early on using her power. We get an early 2 count, but Starks breaks it up. She sends Carter outside, followed up with a DDT on Rodriguez. We come back in. Carter sends Rodriguez outside, leaving Stark to hit a basement super kick for a 2 count. With the other 2 out, we get Caden Carter with a quick corkscrew dive through the ropes before we go to commercial break. Come back from commercial break. Carter is tying up Rodriguez's legs using her size against her. She hits a fisherman's neck breaker on Stark at the same time. That's broken up. Stark hits a dive out to the floor, only to get powered over the top by Raquel. Raquel drives for the twisting Vader bomb. She hits it on Carter, but Stark is back in to break up the Tejada bomb. A not so smooth at all, probably the very worst Z360 we ever see as she hits Caden Carter with that move. He gets the 1-2-3. Zoe Stark, a surprise upset here, advancing in the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament. They were trying. They just didn't really flow that well. I don't know whether it was the 2-in, 1-out format of this triple threat match, whether it's the fact that we only saw 6 minutes of the matchup, or the ugly Z360 at the end. This wasn't much. What did you think?
Let me say
Zoe
something.
Starks moved on.
Caden Carter is nice. She gets in there. She tries to do new stuff every time. She honestly works at her craft. Like, I respect her. They don't do nearly enough with her. Like, she's good. I like her. I'm a fan. Raquel.
I like Caden Carter.
Raquel's kind of just there. Like, I'm very disappointed in this return of Raquel. She doesn't seem like a big deal. She seems like a jobber. Is there any repercussions in the Judgment Day for being a loser like this? Like, this Raquel, like, the only one who's done worse is Camille. Like,
I was like, yo, like, I've been seeing people in the chat be like, well, at least Raquel's a better bodyguard than Camille. I was like, the gap is not as far as y'all think it is, because Raquel's coming off 2 losses. They only given her 1 win since she came back. Like, the gap is not as wide as y'all think. It's like razor thin between Camille and Raquel's booking. Camille was just up front, just making her into a Bullwinkle villain, but it's just low key how like not really improved, and this heel turn hasn't brought anything new or any type of new intensity out of Raquel.
And I would think Raquel is somebody that you would want to push and protect and make feel special. Now, they did protect her. She didn't get pinned, but still, she looks like a loser to me. She should win. She should beat these 2 women. She should almost beat them with ease. But,
and it almost feels like I think like what I'm thinking with this whole Raquel thing, like with Camille, everybody sees it as AEW doing wrong by Camille. This feels like they're putting Raquel in the position, but she's not performing up to that position.
Yeah, but they're also not booking her to win either. So she's a loser. But I guess they want to tell this PFT and damage control story. They're meeting up in the next round, right?
Yeah. Raquel versus Zoe. Backstage, they tried to get a word with the New Day, but we go right over as they're getting their bags ready to go to Pure Fusion Collective crushing the arm of Kairi Sane in an anvil case backstage. Damage control runs in for the save, but that puts Kairi in danger because she was supposed to be in next week's triple threat in the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament.
Kairi sold the shit out of that. I mean, goodness, I thought she was dying. Who's in her match? Who's in Kairi's match? You know?
Let's look. Did I
Natalia?
delete it? No, I deleted it already. I think it's Natalia and then Alba Fire.
That gives you an excuse for Kyrie to lose now. And my girl Natty to advance. Come on, the Natty agenda. Let's go. No one's more deserving.
Always on the Natty agenda. Always on the Natty agenda. I appreciate you
Natalia.
for that. We need to. You know what we need to do for 2025? See, we're gonna have an impromptu production meeting. We need to do me and you on Patreon watching Total Divas.
Oh my goodness. There's not enough time in the world, man. There's not enough time. I wish we just had like unlimited time. We just do whatever we want. That would definitely be. What is that? Just so many hours.
That's 9 seasons. 9 seasons. I looked it up the other day. I was like, that's 9 seasons.
The best scene ever. The best scene ever. Natalia walking out in her bra panties, lingerie, in front of TJ on the couch. TJ's watching a Bryan Danielson match, Daniel Bryan match. It's like, do I have to dress up like Daniel Bryan for you to want to be with me?
Or TJ's love of Cesaro, where Natty feels he loves Cesaro more than her. That's great. That's when Natalia got her GOAT status, was on Total Divas. We shall see. We shall see what happens with the Intercontinental Championship tournament next week. The final first round triple threat matchup. And now we go to probably the most interesting moment of last night's show. We come back from a commercial break and we see a weird red symbol with a slash going through it. It's a circle. I think you could call it a circle.
I know what it means.
A round figure. I don't. Is it a
I know
number?
What it means.
It might be a number connected to zero, like 0 and then 0 feet. What is it, Romeo?
It's 0 super chats that we've gotten this whole stream here. 0 super chats. Come on, guys.
But yes, this graphic aired. They did air the Raw on Netflix graphic right after it, hyping up the premiere for January 6th. So there might be a connection here. I don't know. But what do you think? Do you think that this is what everybody's talking about on social media? What I immediately thought when I saw this, that this is the first teaser vignette for Zero Mero Penta El Zero Mero, aka Pentagon Jr., coming to WWE.
100%. Absolutely. Now, don't get too excited, folks. We gotta see how Triple H books this guy. He could be anywhere from in the LWO, in Santos Escobar's group. He could be the Mexican version of how Triple H booked Shinsuke Nakamura all this time. Not the way he's booking him now. Although I'd appreciate it if he books him like the way he's booking Shinsuke now. We'll see. We will see. But I would book him very strong from the beginning all the way until just before his brother's about to come in. Then you start booking him a little weak, like he needs some help, and then he gets saved by Phoenix in the year 2028. Okay? That's how you book him.
There you go. There you go. We got Power Driver Finisher. He says, can't wait for Zero Fear, Shane O'Mac.
Come on, guys. What are we doing? Settle Mac.
Power Driver Finisher also says, I agree, Shane could be Mexican.
What else could it be? You can't even pretend to like.
Go ahead.
I said you can't even pretend to like come up with a different theory other than Penta. Like what?
No. It's like it seems too obvious, like to be Penta. If it's something else, it's kind of gonna be disappointing. No matter what WWE does after that
Brock
first
Lesnar.
video.
Wow. Everyone thought there was zero chance of him returning. That's what the zeros were for.
It's like, what was it that pulled the curtain back? What was it that super guy JJ said? I thought it was for the O's and Woo. I thought it was Charlotte Flair. It's just
funny.
going out. It's like you gotta reach so far for the answers that are not the most obvious, but usually is the most obvious answer. Christopher says Natalya is not winning the triple threat match next week on Raw. To be fair, Christopher, you also said that Bayley was going to win the first ever United States Women's Championship. So,
honestly, I think these guys in the chat are just spoiling the results. I think they already know. That's why they're so confident.
I hope he's not doing that. Don't do that. Yeah. Will Chisholm confirmed.
These guys don't even give me a week of hope. They give me one day and they spoil it. Come on, man.
Can't give you a break.
Can't give you spoilers.
Main event time, the Judgment Day. Finn Balor, JD McDonough defending against the War Raiders. Judgment Day, you get McDonough. He kicks away Ivar early on to start. He gets knocked outside without much effort. Eric comes in to slam Ivar onto McDonough. We take an early break. Back with McDonough, still in trouble, but Ivar gets taken into the corner. That's broken up in short order. Eric starts running wild. Eric drops McDonough with a forearm and then sends him outside, but Balor cuts off a dive. The champs send Eric into the steel steps and then do it again to Ivar as well. Back again with Eric still in trouble, but he's able to get over for the tag to Ivar. Ivar starts running wild for a bit. He doesn't take long to go up top, but he gets crotched by Balor. McDonough tries to pull Ivar down, but he gets caught with a super world's strongest slam for a 2 count as then Balor comes in. Balor breaks up the War Machine on McDonough. McDonough gives Eric a big headbutt. There's the sling blade to Eric. We get the shotgun drop kick that leads to a tag to JD. He hits a big moonsault that leads to a tag to Balor back. He hits the coup de grace, but Ivar breaks up the big cover, comes in to make the save the matchup. The crowd is really into this matchup at this point. You get Finn, who goes to grab a steel chair from the outside, but out of nowhere comes Damian Priest. He grabs the steel chair, he pulls it back, he rams Balor's ribs into the barricade. Balor gets back inside, still pissed, looking at Damian Priest. They take out JD McDonough with the Viking experience. They lift up Balor, hit him with the War Machine. 1, 2, 3. The War Raiders are your new World Tag Team Champions. Feel good moment here for the War Raiders, talking about their story and their journey earlier in the night, and it culminates here. The end of the Judgment Day, holding these titles freaking hostage, not doing anything with them, is over. Eric and Ivar have regained tag team gold for the first time, I believe, since 2020, which is like, wow. Damian Priest gets a measure of revenge on Finn Balor for costing him the World Heavyweight Championship on 2 occasions. Balor is constipated and also pissed that Priest screwed him over here, and the Viking Raiders are happy and celebrating to close the show. Like I said, feel good moment. The match was pretty good as well, so I enjoyed that one. So nice way to close the show. Not really a main event in my eyes. I don't think they did enough to build up the War Raiders to feel like they should be in the main event. And they definitely haven't done anything to build up the Judgment Day to feel like they should still be in the main event. They are the top featured faction, so that's okay. That's forgivable, but you have to have the right opponents. Don't think the War Raiders were that, but it gives them a platform to have their big title celebration to end the show. Gave them their moment here, so I'm happy with that because I've always been a fan of the War Raiders. What did you think?
Yeah, the match was cool. That one spot where the War Raiders went for the finisher and Ivar takes a tumble over the top rope to the outside. I thought he freaking tore up his knee. I was like, oh my God, no, not like this. But thankfully he comes back in to break up the pin. They get the win. I thought the camera angle when Balor's going for the chair and you don't see what's there and he can't pull it out. Great camera angle to reveal Priest. And Priest gave Balor what he deserved, a taste of his own medicine. Good for the War Raiders. I think they should have made more of a big deal that Ivar's hometown is Boston, I guess. That's what they were saying on commentary. They should have done that during the show, earlier in the show at least, to get the Boston crowd even more hyped.
We should have saw them arriving at the building and you say that's his home. It's his hometown. At least that. At least a little mention at the beginning of the show.
I bet you how many people in that audience even knew that. Probably, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people knew that. I never knew that. So, but yeah. What was worse, the Judgment Day tag title reign or the Awesome Truth tag title reign?
Ooh, because Awesome Truth did defend the titles, but they were an awful act at that point. Judgment Day has been booked into the dirt and been holding on to the titles incredibly long, only defending them a total of 3 times at the end of their reign. I'm gonna say because you're gonna probably years from now, you're probably not even gonna remember the Awesome Truth, or you'll just remember the WrestleMania moment, but you will probably remember this World Tag Team title reign as like the demise of the presentation of the Judgment Day. Where they were before this title reign and where they are now seems like night and day. Like when they win the titles, they're involved in the hot portion of the Liv and Rhea storyline in the summer. By the time they lose the titles, you don't view them as a main event at all.
And I don't think Finn and JD are a bad tag team necessarily. They're actually pretty good.
Yeah.
This is kind of I don't know what you do with JD now, because it don't appear. I know what Finn Balor's going to be doing, feuding with Damian Priest. JD is like left in the dust now, unless you're going to team up with Dominic, which I don't think they want to do. So they need like a, I don't even want to say another belt, but JD is like a cruiserweight. That's what he needs. He needs something like that.
Well, you just going to bring a cruiserweight title back for one guy?
No, you can't. Can't do that.
No.
But good for the War Raiders. This is exciting for the tag division. They should be champs. They should have a nice little run here, and it should lead to them dropping it to the New Day.
We are right here, sir. We are right here. Probably like in January, February. Do that on an episode of Raw on Netflix. New Day win the tag team titles. Let them get their win back over Alpha Academy, then get a win over LWO, and then win the tag team titles.
We'll see. We'll see what the plans are for the New Day for WrestleMania, which I hope is a triple threat match. I hope.
Against
Big E.
Oh yeah.
I want the New Day.
If Big E is back, you do the triple threat matchup. If Big E's not back, do New Day versus Wyatt 6.
Right.
But there's a lot of exciting stuff on the horizons on Monday Night Raw. Despite this show not having a lot, especially in the second hour, and not a lot of wrestling at all on this wrestling show. Well, we want to know what you guys thought about WWE Raw this week. Come on, guys. Last call for Super Chat donations. Show some love. It's the holiday season.
Super Chats.
We're disappointed. We're disappointed. We're disappointing ourselves. We're disappointing you. I'm sorry, guys, but show us some love with a Super Chat donation before we sign things off. And, of course, let us know your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP. Out of 10, what did you give the show? Whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for me and Romeo for the December 16th, 2024 edition of WWE Raw in 3, 2, 1. I'm in the middle with this one. I'll go slight thumbs up, Out of 10, what did you give the show, Romeo?
7.
Yeah, I was gonna give it like a 6.5. That's the thumbs in the middle, but I was like, I can give it a 7 because the first hour was really strong. It just felt like the middle portion of the second hour was the drag. But yeah, I'll give it a 7. Who was your MVP for the show, Romeo?
The War Raiders.
I can see that. I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'll give it to the War Raiders. Why not? Give it to the War Raiders. LVP?
Finn Balor.
Yep. Yep. Finn Balor is
kind of goes back to Saturday night's main event too.
Is the LVP.
Gets a little bit of that. Just a terrible week, Finn. My goodness. Just a terrible couple of days.
Book like a fucking bum. Man, I I'm gonna have to wait and see about this push he's supposed to get in 2025. It's coming, y'all. It's coming. It's coming. We swear it's coming. But
if he ever won a loser leaves Raw match with Priest, that would give him some significant stock. But I don't think he's gonna, because I've already seen the video package saying Damian Priest is coming to Raw, even though he's on Raw already. Like, you notice they doing these like little social media clips of like who's on Raw. Damian Priest made it. He was on it.
LA Knight was there too.
LA Knight did one. Bailey did one.
So
they're giving you an idea who's going to be on Raw. I haven't seen a Gunther one. I have not seen one.
You've seen a Cody one though.
There is a Cody one? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I think I've seen a Cody one. But we'll see what happens there. LVP, yeah, it's got to be Finn Balor for me as well. And match of the night, Romeo?
Braun and Ludwig. Although the main event was cool too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Braun and Ludwig. That was the better match of the two. The main event was pretty good, but I thought that was the good match on the show was Braun and Ludwig. So I'll give it to that. Yeah. That is all for us this week. Yes, we understand I make beats. I make beats. We're not talking about you. We're talking about everybody else. Everybody else that doesn't always show their support. You're a member of the channel. You show your support, sir. Don't worry. We're not talking about you.
Appreciate
everybody else. We're calling you out. If you're not a member, show some love. It's the holiday season. We know you spending money on gifts. We spend our money on a gift. That's why we ask for a super chat.
I'll just have to win more bets, I guess.
Make up for it next week. Show up for a preview or a review, sir. Come on. We've been getting some love over there. We've been getting some love on the previews and reviews. But we will get some love next week from you guys, I'm sure, for Rated Raw Review. Two more Monday Night Raws on the USA Network before the end of 2024 and Netflix. Romeo, let everybody know where they can follow you.
Romeo Damas, all social media. I'm trying to check all the Rated Raw reviews I've been on. I think this is the only one. The only one where we got shut out. 0.
It's the holiday season, man. We 8 days away.
Yeah.
It do get like this. Don't be shy though. We've been getting a nice boost on the subscribers. I would like another jump so we can get to that 20K.
Hey, for those of you that watch the show not live, there is a thanks button that you can press and send any kind of donation you want, and that will count towards this streak.
There you go. Let's get the streak. $2, $1 super chat. Thank button. We always appreciate that. But follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best place to support us when we are not live here. And you can also vote on the True Hill Heat year-end awards over there. We got some polls up, so you could become a part of our list video as well as our year-end awards for the final True Hill Heat flagship podcast of 2024. But do all of that. I will be back with you tomorrow. We got our preview for Ring of Honor Final Battle 2024. Me and Kate, the Ring of Honor post show over on Fightful's main channel. We will be here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel where we will do our preview for Final Battle. Thursday, we got AE Ramble. We got Friday, we'll have another one of our True Hill Heat cuts. And then on Saturday, we got the flagship podcast. Sunday, we will most likely have a review for Ring of Honor Final Battle. And yes, don't worry, I Made Beats. We'll have a Christmas schedule up on our community tab. Let you know. We will be doing AE Ramble on the day after Christmas on Boxing Day. So don't worry. We'll have AE Ramble. Saturday, flagship podcast will go on as scheduled. And on Friday, that Friday after Christmas, we are doing our AEW World's End preview. So stay on the lookout for all of that. But we have our year-end list, AEW tier list coming up. So to be on the lookout, hit the bell to stay notified. But for Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been our Rated Raw review number 48. Raw is War. For the December 16th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw, we are signing off until next time.